Hey, what's up YouTube? I got a great video today about the basics of charging 101 that you need to know before you buy your Tesla. Stay tuned. Alright, so before you get your car, here are the things that you need to know. Number one, what comes with the car when you buy it. This kit, or they call it the charging kit, is what comes with your car. And inside it, you're going to open it up. It's got a zipper. It's a really nice case. And just as a heads up before I open it up, it's got a nice grippy bottom to it so that when you put this in your trunk, it doesn't move around left or right whenever you're taking turns. But inside this kit, it's going to have three things. One is your standard NEMA 515 120 volt adapter to plug into a standard outlet. 20, let's see how long this is. A 20-foot cord that you're going to use to plug into your car. And this end here is actually going to connect. You can see right there, the NEMA 515 adapter is going to connect just like this. And you're going to plug this into your standard outlet. And you're going to need some kind of basic holder for the rest of this cord. But this is literally what you got when you get the car. And with this standard setup, which is free, you're going to get about 3 miles an hour of charging on your vehicle if you plug this into a standard outlet. So let's put that into perspective. You're going to get 3 miles an hour in charging. Let's do the math. If you have a 20 mile commute to your work and back, you've got 40 miles that you've driven. So to do the math on how long that's going to take to charge, 40 divided by 3 miles an hour. If you're going to get 3 miles an hour of charging with the standard setup that comes included with your car, and you've got a 40-mile commute from, say, your home to your work and back, how long is that going to take using the standard setup? So that's going to take about 13 hours to get your car charged back up to those 40 miles that you lost when you were driving. So if you do the math, you come home and you have a standard work shift, and you come back around 6 o'clock at home and you plug in your car. 6 p.m. you plug it in. 4, 6, let's do the math. 6 a.m. would be 12. I mean, your car wouldn't be technically fully charged back up until 9 a.m. the next morning. If you have a little bit less commute, then that would be, I guess, a full charge, maybe around 6 in the morning. So pretty much a full charge overnight to do that commute for probably the standard driver. So that is kind of a good example of what kind of charging you're going to get using the standard setup. Now, does that work for most people? Maybe so. I actually know a few people that this setup works fine. If you're retired, if you have a short distance drive to commute from your house to your work, that might work for you, right? Now, if you have a family and you're gonna go do and run a whole bunch of errands after you go to work, you gotta go pick up the kids, you gotta go to ballet, dance, football practice with your kids, and you're going to be running around. Now you're going to take those additional miles and you're going to tack onto it from that 40-mile commute. And then you're going to figure out, well, okay, if I'm going to be doing that every day, you're going to actually start to fall behind on your charging capacity overnight with the standard setup. So you're going to have to make a decision. Now, are you going to have range anxiety? You might start to have some range anxiety, but if you want to go with the short range plus car, your range anxiety can go out the window, because on your daily commute you can upgrade this and the NEMA 515 outlet adapter. You ready? Let's see what, take this bad boy out. And you can upgrade to what I have set up on my car, which is this. This is a much bigger cord adapter, right? This is a NEMA 1450 charging adapter. This might look familiar to you, this plug, because this plug is the standard plug setup for a washer and dryer outlet. So go upstairs, go wherever you are to your dryer, take a look at that. That's what this is. Much more output in electrical energy. So, what happens if I buy this adapter and plug it into the standard setup that's included in your car? Okay. By the way, I've included the link below to where you can buy this adapter on Tesla's website. But this is one of the ones included in there. So 35 bucks. You still use the standard setup, the charging that came with the car, but you use this and you plug it into your wall. But guess what? Is this gonna plug into my wall? No, it's not gonna plug into a standard wall outlet. But what you can do is get an electrician. You could probably do this job yourself if you're well versed in electrical home work. But I would probably recommend you hire an electrician, and what you're going to do is install a NEMA 1450 outlet in your garage or wherever your charging station is, if it's outside, and you're going to use the $35 adapter, the 20-foot cord that comes with your car, right? And this is how you're going to charge your car. And the reason why you're going to do this is because you're going to go from 3 miles an hour charge using a regular outlet to a NEMA 1450 240 volt. And guess how many miles an hour charge you're going to get with your car? You ready? You're going to get 30 miles an hour charging capability with your car. So this is a game changer for all of you that got the short range model, because now you're not going to have range anxiety when you come home from work and wonder, when is my car going to be fully charged? Oh wait, I'm going to have to stay home Saturday and charge my car all the way back up, which actually is an option for most people. But if, like I said, you're one of those that has lots of errands to run, a long commute, you're going to feel much better with this setup, because let's do that math in that example again. So if you got a 40 mile commute, 20 one way, 20 back, and you got 30 miles an hour of charge, when you come home from work at 6 o'clock and you plug in your car using the NEMA 1450, it's going to be less than an hour to charge your car back up. Talk about a no-brainer there. That is a huge gain for most people. A couple other things too is, if you go this route and you hire an electrician, you're going to need to factor in the expense of how much it's going to cost you to have the electrician install the NEMA 1450 outlet. Okay? My recommendation for you is this. Do not go to Tesla's website and go to one of the preferred charging vendors that's on that website. All electricians that are licensed know how to install this. Shop around. There's so many qualified candidates out there that can do this job correctly. Make sure that they have good reviews on their website. If you have a referral from a friend, go that way. But factor that expense into the purchase of your car, because you're gonna want to do this route. Now, a couple other things too. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm so lucky that I park my car in the garage, and I park it right here, and guess what's right here? My electrical box. So, this is a key ingredient to figuring out how much your job is going to cost you when you have an electrician come out to give you a quote for how much a NEMA 1450 outlet installation is going to cost. Every electrician is going to ask you how long your run is from the electrical box to where you need to go to install this NEMA 1450 outlet. Well, guess what? To minimize cost, you want to have the shortest run possible to make it easier for the electrician to get the job done. Case in point, I had my plug 6 inches from the box. So in a typical city in the United States, depending on if you live in a high area like a city, you might have a more expensive installation than maybe living out in the suburbs or living in a small town where it's cheaper for the cost of living. But for the most part, I've read a lot of forums. I've read a lot of prices that people have been charged. I think anywhere from, if you have a short run, I've seen installation costs for this setup run from $250 to, if you're in a big city, New York, Washington DC, about $600. So factor that into mind, but you should not be paying more than $600 to get this thing installed if you have a short run. Now let's fast forward, okay? Some people have the box all the way in the back of their house, and they might have a huge run. Run being to run that cord all the way up into where your car is going to be parked, okay? Now, if you've got a long run, factor in from what we talked about, $250 to $600 for a short run installation on a NEMA 1450. I've seen quotes from people up to $1,500. So please factor the cost of that before you purchase your car, so that way you're not surprised when you get all excited, your car is delivered, and then you go through this thought process of getting this work done. Okay? So basically, these are your two options that I think are going to save you the most money depending on your particular situation. Now, I'm really referencing this to a Model 3 charging setup because that's what most of my videos are about, the Model 3. But you do have another option, which is to go with the Tesla Wallcharger. Okay, the Wallcharger. Now, the Wallcharger looks really nice. It's got some lights that light up, kind of similar to this, but it looks a lot sexier. Wallcharger. That setup is $500. So it costs $500 for that Wallcharger. And you're still going to have to hire an electrician to install that. Now, some of you people out there, you know what you're doing. That's a project for you and you're itching to do it. Go ahead and try it. But for most of us, we're going to have to hire an electrician to install that. So you're going to have a fixed cost of $500, probably plus some tax, to buy that Wallcharger, which is going to have to be professionally installed. You're going to have to pay the electrician to do that, which is most likely going to be a few $100. And depending on your run, you're going to have to pay that incremental cost. So I want to put it out there that if you go the Wallcharger route, you're gonna spend, you need to factor in probably $1,000 to $1,300 to get that completed. If you have a short range model and you're retired or you just don't have a lot of driving, I think you should try this first of all and see if this works for you. I really think, I know a lot of people that do this, it works for them. And it's no incremental cost to you, and you don't need this outlet installed. So save the money there, put it into something else, right? If you have a family or you got a long commute, you might want to think about the NEMA 1450 outlet, okay? If you have a Model S, you have a Model X, maybe you have a Performance Edition Model 3, and on top of that, you're doing a lot of driving, and you have a long commute, maybe you think about the Wallcharger. And honestly, if you don't have if you have a super clean garage and you're going for that sleek Tesla look with the red wall and everything like that, and you want that nice setup as like a showpiece with the fancy the Wallcharger look, maybe you decide go with that Wallcharger. Everything is fine, but I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of the options that you have when you get your electric vehicle. Because I see on the forums all the time about so many questions about what's the right approach, how do I go about this, and I really think the best value for your money is to buy this $35 charger, use all of this that comes with the car, and spend the money on the installation. All right, so a lot of concerns, and you hear this all the time about this in the forums online, but many people say, look, if I'm going to get the NEMA 1450 and I'm going to get the adapter and I'm going to set this up as my daily system, well, guess what? Technically when this gets charged all the time and you plug this in, you should not be plugging your NEMA 1450 outlet all the time, and I get that. So guess what? So I have my NEMA 1450 outlet plugged in here all the time. Actually, this is like the second time I've ever had to pull this out. The reason why I have it plugged in here all the time and I'm not constantly putting this in, unplugging it, putting it in my trunk, is because I don't need to take this with me when I go driving. So when you come home from work, you just, literally grab it and plug it in your car. There's a lot of people that feel the sense that, with range anxiety, or they feel the sense that they need to take this with them in their trunk at all times. And the reality is that's just not the case. Many different grocery stores have the charging capability. Your work might have it. You might be advocating for your work to try and get the charging set up there. So you have charging capability. But for the most part, you won't need to lug this around at all. And the first time that you actually do this setup, you'll figure out you don't need it. And the reason why is because, like I said, you have a short commute for the most part for the daily driver. When do you need to unplug this out? When you're going on a commute, right? And you want to have that backup in case you need to use your PlugShare app, or you need to have a ability to plug this in somewhere in case something happens, and for who knows what reason, you might need to find a charging outlet. So this is kind of my recommended setup that I really think that you should use when you purchase your new car. All right. The last thing I wanted to share with you is another key adapter that you're going to need for your car. And you're going to purchase this through the link down below on my video. So I mentioned you're going to need the NEMA 1450 plug adapter, which is $35 on the website. You're also going to want to have this J1772 adapter. So the reason why you're going to need the J1772 adapter is because you're gonna need to bring this in your bag, and when you go to a grocery store or a mall, this adapter is the standardized adapter that works on non-Tesla charging sites all around the country. RV parks, like I said, malls, parking lots, grocery stores, you need to have this, because this right here, you'll go to that parking lot where it has the charging. You're going to grab that adapter, and you're going to actually plug this in and then plug this into your car. Okay? Because when you use these standard charging stations for non-Tesla sites, there's a good chance that you're going to come back from the grocery store and pull it out and leave your adapter there at the parking lot, and you don't want to lose your $95 adapter. You want to make sure when you pull that out of your car that you have a recognition that says, visual recognition that says, oh yeah, that's mine. I need to clip that from the adapter and then put this back in your bag, or put it back in your trunk in a safe spot. So I think I've kind of covered the basics here about just the multiple different types of setups that you can do on your car. And I really hope you found this video useful. If you did, if you found that you're going to save some money by following one of these techniques, like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon on another video. Thanks a lot.